Hello, Rocky Mountain students, and believe it or not, we are in the home stretch for the semester. I come to you very casual this evening because I've taken full advantage of the last couple of days just relaxing and enjoying the time with family, and I hope many of you were able to do the same. Given that this week there were no assignments due by today, I am nearly through all the grading of the stakeholder assignment, and a couple of themes that I did want to touch base on are that I think many of you, given the point at where we are in the semester, really understand and value the importance of possibly a new term in your vocabulary, but for some of you that it's not, the importance of being conscious of who these people are. The research in leadership that identifies leadership effectiveness, quality of leadership, communication, and all the other traits that identify effective leaders really tie back to this idea that they are very aware of, they value, and understand who their stakeholders are and what they provide to an organization and what they bring to the table. And for many of us who may not feel like we are in a position of formal power or even referent power, we have knowledge power, and we are able to be aware of those vulnerable stakeholders such as our students or our patients, and we are able to advocate for their well-being, even if in the organizational chart we truly don't fall into a formal leadership role. And I know for some of you, this assignment might have conjured up some feelings of lack of value as a stakeholder yourself in your organization, and that wasn't even a little bit of the intent of the assignment, but I think it does shed some light on some failed leadership with where you are right now. And we all experience that at some point. Anytime there's a leadership change, turnover, merger, buyout, all these things that really stir up new policies, processes, bring together two groups that were always kind of operating with the same lens but different type of leadership. We really feel it. We really feel the change in all of our practices, from patient care to referrals to patient outcomes, case management. I mean, it's a lot. So as a stakeholder yourself, you might be thinking, what is my value? But this term, stakeholder, is something that I really hope sticks with you as you transition out of this class and into future classes not centered around leadership, but you have a whole new set of tools in your toolkit as a healthcare provider and as a speech language pathologist and as a leader in your field, because many other professionals in the field of speech language pathology or communication science disorders do not get this experience and do not get to be intimately involved in leadership discussions, content, formal education. I really hope you run with it and you're able to implement some intentional means in your practice or in your clinic or in your interactions with students who you oversee at their clinical sites as a preceptor or whatever setting you're really working in. And this idea of a stakeholder really making it more of a conscious thought, because as I shared with some of you in office hours a couple weeks ago, it's such an important concept in leadership. Knowing who your stakeholders are, knowing what their motivation is to be involved with you, knowing what services you provide them, because you're able to do a lot of 360 feedback and really reflect on your what you bring to the table and how you impact their lives and vice versa, and sort of think of their relationship with you as a win-win. How can what I'm going to do benefit me, my organization, but also help you feel valued or more valued than you had before. But this idea of a stakeholder is very new or uncharted terminology in your area and speech in the research. And I really, I think in the future, modify this assignment in such a way to drive that point home a little bit more, and with the hope that they'll be able to reflect on who their stakeholders are. But I really hope that this new term, or this term for you now, is a bit more of a conscious concept. And I'd really enjoyed reading those and kind of getting inside your mind a little bit more on who and where you place value as a professional, and how those relationships promote what you do, or help promote your profession. And the last thing I want to share here is that we are in the final week of content being due, looking at the synthesis screencast. Some of you, I already see that there's a handful submitted already, so I'm going to start reviewing those as soon as humanly possible. This is also I have 2 weeks left of my regular academic institution, so I'll be kind of in the home stretch there as well, with a lot of grading, a lot of practicals, a lot of finals, so it'll be a very busy time. But I will do my diligence to be timely in any kind of feedback or questions you might have while you're developing that assignment. Be sure to read the prompt so you're aware of what kind of frame of mind you should have when you're developing this assignment. It really truly is a synthesis of the entire semester and what you've valued, what information resonated with you, what you're able to walk away with, a few tangible, manageable, realistic things or theories that you're able to readily apply into practice, just to start enhancing what you do even just a little bit. All of you are exceptional healthcare providers. That's evident through the prompts and the conversations I've had with each of you. But now you have this leadership information that kind of gets to level you up a little bit. Many of you may already be in formal roles of leadership, but now you have the theoretical underpinnings of what you do and how you do it, and how you decide the decisions that you make and the policies that you implement and the way that you interact with other people. And you can really do a little bit of experimenting with the information we've talked about in this class and see how it impacts your setting. So I really hope that you're able to take some of this information and run with it and value it. And don't forget that there are course evaluations that Rocky Mountain should be sending out for each of you to complete, and those are very helpful for future planning, as I will be teaching this class again in the summer, and I do take those and read them and make modifications as needed. But we will be doing a semester wrap up next week. It's not necessarily assignments are due, but I'll be checking back in and kind of giving you my final thoughts. I look forward to viewing your synthesis assignment. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And we will be doing our regular office hours on Wednesday night. Have a great evening, everyone. And if you're viewing this in the morning, have a great morning. Have a great day.